Greetings, pen pals. We have a new pen here today. This is the Kaco Retro. By new pen, I mean it's a new pen that I have. It has been out in the market for quite some time. Comes very nicely packaged in this very solid, sort of frosted plastic box that's definitely could be repurposed very nicely. And it's kind of giftable because it's a pretty nice box. Has a cute little slogan here, your right choice. Nice play on words there. Nicely done. I see what you did there. The branding is Kaco Green, I guess, which is sort of a company brand. The particular model is the Retro. Again, comes quite nicely packaged. You open it up, you have the pen, a converter, and 2 cartridges. So you're all ready to go, no matter whether you want to write with bottled ink or with a cartridge converter. Take out the pen. It is a predominantly plastic, very, very light pen. This pen weighs 14 grams. Pretty conventionally sized pen. Here it is. Sized up next to a Pilot Metropolitan and a Lamy Safari. So you see it's very, very much in line with these popular pens size-wise. The thing that stands out to me on this pen is the cool clip. So it's got this basically heavy gauge piece of wire for the clip with a little orange colored ball at the end. I think the orange and the blue actually go quite nice together, and this kind of copper colored wire really looks pretty nice. The clip is nice and functional, but it is kind of an unusual design, which is really what kind of sets the pen off, at least from my perspective. It is, other than that, it's completely devoid of any kind of other decorations, no finials, no anything, just sort of smooth plastic. It does have a very small KG lightly embossed on the base of the back of the cap, but that's really nondescript. It's a pull to uncap. It doesn't really snap on. It sort of pushes on and stays on with friction. There really isn't a snap. There is a sort of clutch mechanism inside the cap, as well as an inner cap liner. The pen does post. It's very light. Like I said, it's only a 14-gram pen all in, so posting from a weight perspective, certainly not a problem. It's okay lengthwise to use unposted. I do prefer to post my pens. It has a functional ink window, which is very, very nice. It is obviously, as you can see, a hooded steel nib, which is mostly hooded. It's not even really a partially hooded nib. It's almost completely hooded, and it has an ordinary looking feed for a nib of this type. It does unscrew to put in either your converter or your cartridge. It does appear, this does seem all sealed and there's all plastic here. It does appear you could eyedropper this pen. I haven't tried it. I'm not planning on trying it, but I'm not seeing anything, any kind of red flag here to indicate you could not eyedropper this pen if you so chose to. So let's go back to the packaging that it came with and take a look at this converter that it came with. Seems to be a very, very typical inexpensive full-size standard international converter, smooth running piston, doesn't seem to have any metal parts, all plastic, etc. These type of converters typically work quite well in my experience, but let's put it in here and let's see. Fits in nicely and snugly too. I like that. No wobbly converter installation here at all. So let's ink this up, and I'm gonna ink it up with Herbin Bleu Pervenche. I believe that's how that's pronounced. My French pronunciation is basically non-existent, but I think Pervenche is how that's pronounced. We're gonna ink it up with this ink and try some writing and see how this Kaco Retro actually writes. We'll be right back. Okay, so this filled without any fuss or mess or anything like that, so that filled quite nicely. So what we're writing with here is a Kaco Retro, and this has a extra fine hooded steel nib. I will say that this is pretty good for an extra fine. Most Chinese extra fines are really, really fine. So this is, I'd say, an extra fine bordering on a fine. But unlike a lot of extra fines, this is actually quite smooth and very pleasant to write with. And what's nice, obviously because of the nature of the section and the way it's constructed, you can really hold this pen any way you like. So that's actually provides a quite comfortable writing experience. But this is really quite lovely. Really, really, I would say, falls into the pleasant to write with category. That is for sure. And I like it quite a bit. Nice, smooth writing pen. That is for sure. Like I said, I don't have a ton more to say about this pen. It's very simple. Oh, it's $10. So here's the thing. I think you're paying a lot for this sort of packaging and the way the accessories are laid out and all that, because there's lots of other, and sort of the uniqueness, the way this clip is made, etc. Because there's lots of other hooded nib, Chinese-made sort of light plastic pens that sell for half that or even less. $10 is obviously still puts it in the inexpensive pen category, not in the ultra inexpensive pen category. It's a pretty nice pen for $10. If it was even $1 or $2 more, I would say that's now over the line. So $10 is about, I think, the max that this thing is worth. Shop carefully. The prices do vary by a couple of dollars here and there. I've seen it around for $9, $10, $11, $12 in different places, but it seems to average around $10. $10 is a fair price for this. I like it, but it's one of these things. For a couple of bucks more, you could get like a Wing Sung 618, which is a piston filler hooded nib pen, which is just a fantastic pen, definitely a better pen than this. So things like that. So there are other competing pens in the marketplace. But like I said, if you're going to give it as a gift or something, like a stocking stuffer or something like that, the fact that it does come in this very nice box is an interesting factor. So consider that. That's about it. All I got to say for this pen. Let's take a quick look at this ink now. Okay, folks. So this ink is J. Herbin Bleu, spelled the French way, Pervenche. And this is just a nice kind of light blue with sort of turquoise, leaning towards the turquoise a little bit. Nice, pleasant ink. Doesn't do much at all in the way of special effects. It's really one of these inks that's really kind of just a pretty color, and it is a very, very pretty color. The usual caveats with J. Herbin inks apply. It's a little bit on the expensive side, and these bottles are just really suboptimal. They're short and wide, which is exactly what you don't want for ink bottles. But they look nice. Like, put this on your desk. It's a nice looking ink bottle, but not my favorite designs of bottles. And again, a little bit on the pricey side, but not too bad. But nice, pretty color. This J. Herbin Bleu Pervenche, very, very nice. Kind of matches this pen pretty well. Not perfect, not spot on, but it complements it quite nicely. That's what it looks like on this Rhodia paper. Let's take a quick look at what this ink looks like on Tomoe River paper. Okay, what we're writing with here is J. Herbin Bleu Pervenche. And this is on Tomoe River paper. And there we go. Again, not much in the way of any kind of special effects. or anything like that. Inks do take a bit longer to dry on Tomoe River paper than on Rhodia or other types of paper, so you'll have that issue with this ink like you would with almost any other ink. But again, a pretty nice looking ink. No complaints there. Just a nice color. Really kind of pops. Nice color. One thing I didn't mention, this pen is actually decently wet, by the way. So that there is that. So it is laying down a pretty good amount of ink, which is nice as well. I think that will just about wrap it up for this video. Nice pen this week. Good color ink. All good all around. As always, I wish you a fond farewell. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, etc., please let me know. Leave us a comment or two. Please subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Give us a couple of thumbs up. They're always welcome. And as always, until we see each other again, have a nice day. Bye-bye.